Yo, what's up, my friends? It's Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for college football week number 1. Here, this is going to be for the games on Saturday and Sunday, September 2nd and September 3rd. Really excited to get into it today, guys. We're going to have spreads, over-unders. Throughout the year, we're going to have team totals and other things like that. Today, we just got spreads and money lines and over-unders, totals, and stuff like that. If you are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're still on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Super pumped to get into this season, guys. I can't tell you how long I've been waiting for this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Football's back, and we're going to have a great season here in college football and the NFL. We'll have NFL videos coming for you this week as well. Make sure you guys follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at StraightFirePicks. Subscribe on all those platforms. Like those platforms for me if you guys would. It helps me out a lot. Make sure you guys like this video as well. That helps me out a ton. Without further ado, be sure to also drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section as well. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include your pick in the video if it hits. All right, let's dive right into our picks here for today, guys. We got 5 picks on the slate today. We're going to have a bunch for Saturday and for Sunday as well. So super excited. Let's hop right into it. At number 1, we are going with the Colorado Buffaloes plus 20.5 spread here versus the TCU Hornfrogs, guys. Super excited about this one. We got minus 108 odds here on PointsBet. So obviously we got a big regime change here, and Deion Sanders stepping in here as head coach of the Buffaloes. And really, when you look at this, guys, he's bringing over a lot of starters. Bringing over starting quarterback Shedeur Sanders, his son, who played very good last year, threw for over 3,700 yards, 40 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So obviously I like that. They're bringing over just a lot of talent. The secondary is expected to be pretty good. They got a couple highly touted guys back in the secondary, in McLean and Travis Hunter, who comes over from Jackson State as well. And then you look at TCU here, guys. They're losing their starting quarterback, running back, and their best receiver. So obviously that's a big loss when you really think about that. And really what it comes down to when I think about this, the spread's 20.5, guys. 20.5 points. We're not talking about 7.5. We're not talking about even 10.5. We're talking about 20.5 points. I think that's just a little bit too big here in a spot where, honestly, I could definitely see Colorado covering this spread. You know, the energy change here in Colorado is big. They're going to be pumped and ready to play. Their energy alone, I think, will keep them in this game. Deion just brings that with him over. This team's going to have a lot of fight, a lot of character, a lot of energy. That's really what I'm excited about. And they got... Yeah, obviously Shedeur Sanders, great numbers last year. Is he going to be the same guy at Colorado? Probably not right away. And I'm not saying it's going to be, they're going to fly right out of the gates, they're going to beat TCU on the road. That's not likely. But I think they will be competitive, right? I think they'll keep this game close. I think the energy, like I said, is going to be key. I think Deion's going to bring a new type of atmosphere here to Colorado. So, love it there, guys, for our number 1 pick. We're going with the Colorado Buffaloes, plus 20.5 spread here versus the TCU Horned Frogs, minus 108 odds here on PointsBet. Okay, and at number 2, we are going with Fresno State, plus 4.5 spread here in this game here versus Purdue, minus 122 odds on FanDuel. So as of right now, I actually adjusted the line to minus 122. So you could take this at 3.5, which is like minus 104. I don't mind that there. Obviously, I still like the 3.5. But I would bump this up. I like bumping this up to 4.5 here. That's what it originally was at. I had this set at minus 110 at 4.5. So I'm going to stick with the 4.5 when I was doing my research. But I did update the odds for you. Totally up to you what you want to do with that, though. But here we got Fresno State, guys, returning just 4 starters on offense. Okay, what am I thinking there? Well, all 4 starters they're returning are along the offensive line. So that's obviously very significant. If you're going to have one group that's going to stay intact, you want it to be your offensive line, right? That is the rock of your offense. That's where all the good stuff's going to come from, right? If you don't have good line play, you don't really have an offense. So what I trust is obviously the offensive line. You know, we got enough cohesion there on the offensive line. And then head coach Jeff Tedford, who's known for his offenses, who's known for bringing in good offenses. I think he'll be able to replace the quarterback position. He'll be able to bring his system in, and I think they won't miss too much of a beat, but I think they'll be able to be solid enough with that offensive line still intact to be dangerous on offense. And obviously, they have a very solid defensive unit as well. That's one of the things I really like about this as well. Their defense is very solid here coming in. And then Purdue, we got a lot of changeover with Purdue as well. New head coach Ryan Walters. Obviously, they lost their head coach from last year. They lost their starting quarterback in Aiden O'Connell. So we have a new quarterback here for Purdue as well. So both these teams undergoing a lot of change. Top two receivers are also gone for Purdue. So their passing game's definitely going to take a hit for sure. And I think Fresno State, like I said, a little bit more experience at the head coach position, which is what I like. And a plus spread once again here on the road for a solid Fresno State team who's got a very, very solid defense as well to go along with it. I just see them keeping this game close and having, honestly, a great shot to win. Like I said, you're looking at two teams that really have a lot of turnover there. The quarterback here for the Fresno State Bulldogs being Mikey Keene. Coming over from UCF, who's looked pretty solid so far in his action in the offseason. So, like I said, it remains to be seen, how everything's going to play out. When you talk about Week 1 college football, you talk about a little bit more conjecture. But I do like the head coach experience, obviously, more, and I like this defensive unit more for Fresno State as well. So love it there for our number 2 pick, guys. We're going Fresno State plus 4.5 spread here versus Purdue, minus 122 odds here on FanDuel. Okay, and at number 3, this is a team I was really excited to watch at the end of last year. Finished last year with a lot of momentum. We got the South Carolina Gamecocks money line here versus North Carolina, plus 120 odds here on DraftKings. So we get an SEC versus ACC matchup. Anytime you think of that, you kind of automatically lean SEC a little bit. SEC, obviously, definitely a stronger conference than the ACC. And we saw what South Carolina could do at the end of last year. They beat Tennessee. Really solid win there at the end of the year. They beat Clemson and they beat Kentucky. And lost a close game there in the bowl game to Notre Dame, 45-38. So really love the momentum that South Carolina finished with at the end of last year. They were 8-4 for the year total, which is honestly pretty solid. You got Spencer Rattler returning here for South Carolina with top receiver Juice Wells as well. That's back. And their secondary, once again, projected to be very good for South Carolina as well. Obviously, for North Carolina, they're projected to be a great team this year. You got quarterback Drake May, who's obviously terrific. He'll be definitely hard to stop for North Carolina for sure. However, UNC's defense ranked dead last in the ACC in scoring defense. So their defense was not very good. I really see the edge here on the defensive end for South Carolina. I think with the experience in the secondary, a little bit more cohesion up front as well, I think South Carolina will be able to win this game. And Spencer Rattler, I love the energy that South Carolina displayed at the end of last year. I think they could carry some of that over, get this season off to a good start with a somewhat surprising opening victory, right? I mean, North Carolina definitely would be projected to be the favorite in this game. But I think South Carolina can get it done here, and love it there, guys, for a number 3 pick. We want the South Carolina Gamecocks money line here, plus 120 odds here on DraftKings. All right. Let's see here, guys. And at number 4, we are going with Oregon State, San Jose, under 55.5 points here, minus 118 odds here on FanDuel. So we saw San Jose actually play in week 0. Versus USC, losing 56-28. So we had 84 points there. So why am I liking this under? Well, completely different styles. When you talk about Oregon State and USC also has a much worse defense as well. Oregon State with a pretty solid defense last year. They were a top 25 defense last year, while USC was a bottom 10 defense. So for one, I like Oregon State's defense better. I also like the fact that they're going to be looking to run the football a lot more with running back. I'm drawing a blank. Running back Damian Martinez here, who led a very aggressive ground attack last year for Oregon State. They're bringing in DJ Ukulele from Clemson. If you guys remember watching him while he was at Clemson, he's a little bit of a train wreck. I'm not saying he's not going to be decent, but it was not a good showing last year. And I don't see Oregon State coming out from the jump looking to air it out, right? They're a team that likes to control the ball. They love to run the football. And obviously with the clock changes that we got coming into this season, no stoppages after first downs. Now, I see this being more of a ball control game. I see Oregon State being able to control that clock with Damian Martinez, this running game. And I also see the defense locking down San Jose State as well. I think this is going to be a tough task here against the defense. Honestly, like I said, that's projected again to be pretty good this year. And this total still set a little high, 55.5. It's pretty high total overall. So love it there, guys, for number 4 pick. We're going Oregon State, San Jose State, under 55.5 points, minus 118 odds here on FanDuel. Okay, and finally at number 5, we got the UCLA Bruins, minus 14.5 spread, minus 112 odds here on FanDuel. Once again, your best odds here. I believe this is the only book that had this spread here. Other books had this at 15 or 16.5. So make sure you guys take this on FanDuel if you can. You can still get it as of right now. Right now, we got UCLA here versus Coastal Carolina. I think you got Coastal Carolina traveling for this one. I think this is going to be a tough task for them. UCLA, obviously, in more of a power conference. Coastal Carolina is not. I know that kind of sounds silly, but I think the spread's a little bit too low for that type of a thing, right? Even though UCLA has a lot of turnover, they're not returning their quarterback there. And really, there's a lot of turnover. There's always a lot of turnover year to year, but I just think this is too low. I love the experience here with Chip Kelly, head coach of UCLA. Obviously, I think that's going to prove to be trouble here for Coastal Carolina. UCLA ranked 10th in the transfer portal and additions in all college football. So obviously they picked up some great pieces on defense to improve their defense. They got enough depth at quarterback to replace the quarterback as well. And Garbers, and they also got Schlee, who's a starter that comes over from the MAC. And right now he's slated to be the backup. Ethan Garber is slated to be the starter, who's in his 3rd season. So I think UCLA has enough depth and experience to get this done versus the MAC team. Honestly, Coastal Carolina, they were kind of a nice story last year. McCall, the quarterback there, a very solid quarterback, obviously. But I think when you're talking about challenging a team like UCLA and Chip Kelly and the experience that he offers, especially on the offensive end, they brought in some a little bit of beef on the defensive end. New defensive coordinator, Deonton Lynn. He comes over from the Baltimore Ravens. We know the Ravens can play defense, right? So I'm expecting that defense to be a lot better. They added a lot of pieces, like I said, in the transfer portal on defense. So I think that defense is going to be a lot better. And I see UCLA honestly running away with this game, especially being at home as well. So love it there for our number 5 pick, guys. Going with the UCLA Bruins, minus 14.5 spread here versus Coastal Carolina, minus 112 odds here on FanDuel. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you all enjoyed the content today, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. That's what keeps the heartbeat of the channel going. So excited for this football season. We're excited for the NFL as well. If I haven't already changed some of the graphics will be changing here at the channel as well. I'm working on them probably as we speak. So that's some additions that's coming to the channel. Also, if you guys are interested in becoming a Straight Fire MVP, getting the plays early, that type of thing, what you get with that, you get access to our plays early, custom emojis, shout outs in our video, roll color in the Discord, things like that. And you also support the channel. It's a great way to support the channel, just $3.99 per month. Obviously, you guys don't have to do that. I'm just going to mention it. All these picks were posted about 5 hours prior to when you're watching this video. I posted all the plays early, so if you guys want them early, do that. But how about we see how we do? Week 1 here, like I said, a little bit more conjecture when we're talking early on in the season, right? You don't have hardcore stats from this year. You're going off of last year's stuff. You're going off of transfer portal, new regimes, new coaches, new energy. I sometimes like betting into that, but it's not quite as clean as betting numbers, right? So anyways, I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's have a great weekend here in college football. And we will catch you all back next week for week 2. Make sure you guys catch our videos throughout the week for NFL and baseball as well. That's going to do it for me, and we'll catch you next week. Peace out.